The Unfamiliar, a movie that when I look at its cover in a month or two from now, it'll look unfamiliar to me because it's so forgettable. So now this has like a 3 point something on IMDb. I don't think it deserves that. I think it's kind of in the 5 range, maybe high 4s, low 5s, somewhere in there. It's just kind of a generic haunted house possession movie, if you will. And it deals with a woman who has returned from war, and she's dealing with bouts of PTSD, and she starts to think her house is haunted, and people think that she's just suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. Honestly, I wish that was what the film was about. That's what it plays out to be. But unfortunately, I think that the film needed, and this is my own bias because this is the kinds of films that I enjoy, but with this premise, I think the intention behind a premise like that would be to play off of more psychological angles of things. Like, is this all in her head? Is she actually experiencing post-traumatic stress, or is she experiencing a haunted house? Now, this isn't something we haven't seen before, of course, but if you're going to go with that angle, the only reason I feel they use that angle is so that people in the film would have a reason to question why she was seeing what she was seeing. I didn't really feel the post-traumatic part of it at all. Like, they could have played off of the psychological angle of that and how war can fuck with your head. And I find that to be extremely interesting. And you could have left it a little bit more vague, or, up to the audience's discretion on whether or not they thought this was in her head or not. They did not go that route, and that's fine if that's the route they want to go, but I just don't understand the use of post-traumatic if you're not going to really use it. As I said, it's only really a plot device to just have everyone go, well, I mean, you do have PTSD, so it's probably that. And it's like, that's just, I don't know, that's not interesting enough. So when I saw the description, I'm thinking, oh, this can be like psychological horror. And it really isn't. I mean, they play it in that way a little bit because people constantly question her, and she's like, oh, maybe it is in my head. But they don't play off of it in a way where I, the viewer, think she's probably, losing her mind. And that's a bummer, because I just think that could have been a lot more interesting than what they went with. They went for a more traditional, by the numbers ghost movie. And it's just nothing memorable about it. All the performances are just adequate. The film doesn't look all that great. There's nothing really to report on the film. I watched it a few days ago and I pretty much already forgot about it. So yeah, I mean, I don't really have a lot to say about this one. It's just kind of a generic film that I don't think that you need to waste your time on. So that's that. I'm at work and I wanted to get outside for a minute. But quick review.